and you're so excited, you know, you are so grateful that you ended the year and you're being ushered into the new year. You know, some people just come up with some quick things, right? Of things they don't hope to do the next year, or things they hope to start, or things they hope to stop, you know. Would that be your interpretation of goals? And if
No,
not,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. In the layman's language, a goal is your target future. Where am I going? Where do I expect to get to? And that goal is personal to you. If you have a neighbor who is setting a goal, you can't copy the goal of your neighbor because your neighbor is not you, does not have your set of values. Your neighbor does not have your temperament. Your neighbor does not desire what you desire, doesn't want to have what you want to have, doesn't want to go where you want to go. So that feeling of is 31st December doesn't even work. In fact, you are defeated already because 31st December to 1st of January is just under 24 hours. And then that's not the time to even be setting goals because you will be mindless, you'll be distracted. And a lot of things will happen that you will not have the full picture. And let's us not always believe that goal setting is reserved for the end of the year. You can set a goal in June, you can set in March, you can set in August, you can set in September. Again, another myth I've seen around goal setting is people believe it has to just be next year. Yeah, this time next year I should have bought a car. Next time, no. Goals can be short-term, mid-term, and long-term. You can say, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a chartered engineer. I want to be this. And you look at the span of time that it will require for you to get to where you want to get to. So that's not the kind of assignment you want to sit down and start planning 31st December when cousins and aunties and everybody are planning where to go, how to play, what to eat, and be moving up and down. So people don't realize that talking about goals, you are talking about future. And there are three types of future: probable future, preferable future, and possible future. So if you understand that dynamics about future, it will first guide your mindset about how to set goals. Probable future is a future that it's almost going to be the same if nothing changes for you. You eat the same way, sleep the same time, spend money the way you are spending it, have the same circle of friends, do whatever you do routinely. So it's the probability is very high that your results will remain the same. Now, the possible future is the number of opportunity, a variety, and a universe of events that can happen in the future, whatever is possible in the future, which means in those years, you will naturally have to physically go to a bank to put money into the bank account. You will naturally have to queue to withdraw money. You will have to do a lot of things physically. Now, the possible future from 10 years back is that you sit in your house and you're doing transactions with your token. And you're doing business with someone in Australia. And you're converting currencies without having to visit the four walls of a bank. Now, that's a possibility now. But last year, 2 years, 20 years, 50 years will have been a goal. So the same way, the future is pregnant with unlimited opportunities. Therefore, that is a possible future. When you're now talking about a preferable future, a preferable future is the future that you prefer, where you want to situate yourself in the context of life, how events are going, how things are shaping. What do you prefer? And those things will come by different things, like 4 or 5 factors. The first is, what do I want to have? For example, if I want to build a house.
You're going too fast. No, you need to calm down, right? Right? Yes, so that we don't miss it. There are some
yes, what I try to do is to define the 3 types of future.
Because
and so when we don't get the future right, we cannot address the future by its right name.
Yeah, so you've said a lot already. You said something about a time. And you know, there's this quote, right, that actually says a goal has a deadline, right? So if we go in that direction, that's something you said. You can't just get up, you know, in the midst of the distractions and just say, hey, I have set a goal. So that's a key point. You've said something there. It must have a timeline. Then you've given us the difference, the probable, the possible, the preferable, right? So today, what are we, for the individual that wants to come up now and say, hey, I want to get this right. I want to be able to set my goals, right? For the next month, the next 2 months, because that's another key point. It's not an end of year activity. It's not a yearly activity. It can happen anytime, but the sooner you get it right, the faster your direction. So for that person that says, hey, I actually want to start setting goals and intentionally working towards them, which of these futures will the person be fitting into at this point? Individuals.
It can be any. The
Okay.
way you get to the future that you get to are the choices you are constantly making.
Awesome.
If you make no change at all, you will still feature your
You
probable
see,
future.
you're probable. Yes.
Yes, if you are intentional or you add more things to it, like enlisting a coach to help you and say, I have been setting goals, but it doesn't look like I'm getting it right. Come, let us do it together. And you sit in front of somebody to handhold you, help you, and clarify. Clarity, alignment, and actionable results, which is gotten by accountability. That's what a coach will give you. For instance, I host goal setting coaching system, and I always promise that CAR, you will get clarity, you have alignment, and then you will have the result that is actionable. So you can feature in any of those futures depending on the intentional steps you're taking, right?
Awesome.
So if you want to
Yeah.
be in the possible future, it's to now assess where am I and what are the things happening in my environment, trying to be environmentally aware. For example, the whole world is talking about climate change. They are talking about this and that, ESG and all that. I'm an accountant, for example. You should know that in the future, it will become a big deal. So are you positioning for ESG reporting? Maybe in another person's field, there's something else that's happening. Just being environmentally aware, seeing what's happening in the future. I just spoke about the banking sector and how fintech is disrupting. Maybe you are in a waste management sector or any sector whatsoever. You have to be environmentally aware. What's the society saying? Where's the future going? Then you position to feature in that possible future.
Yeah.
Now,
So it's
preferable
something
is
that you've actually
preferable future. You can be
said.
in the preferable future if and only if you are also clear about where you're going.
Okay.
Okay, I want to transit from tenancy to being a landlord, or I want to move from single to being married, or it can even be a behavioral change. I want to save more and invest more. So that's what you prefer. You say, what do I want? Where am I going? What do I want to see? What kind of thing is so
So
important that if
basically,
I achieve it, I'll be proud of myself.
yeah. So basically, your decisions today determine where
Yes,
you're headed, right?
yes,
And for this, the whole idea is to get you to your preferable future because that's really what you desire. So I
exactly.
wouldn't call the probable, right? I wouldn't say that that is any goal because that's more like being static, doing nothing and expecting results. I wouldn't call that a goal. So right now we're going to be a bit more intentional about where we're going. And that's why you have a goal setting. You have a coach that specializes in that featuring here today. Because the whole idea is your preferable future and how to get there. The decisions you make today. And because
Yeah,
this is a money conversation, we're going to narrow down a little bit into financial goals. You know, like I painted a scenario yesterday, the write up I shared, where I said you must have paid money and probably showed up in a premiership match, just going to go cheer your club to victory. Then you get there, you see one of the clubs to the left to the right, and there's no goalpost. What does that look like? You'll just be running all over the place, right? In fact, you'll be very angry that you spent your money for such a match. Because at the end of the day, if there's no goalpost, where's the goal? How are they even going to determine a winner, right? So that's where we're coming to today. Your financial goals are important to you, which is why you see that car, you want to own it, you want to own that house, you want your children to go to that school, you want to do some more education or go to school, equip yourself, you want to run your masters. Many people want to do different things at different times, but it remains a thought till you put it down and now work properly towards it. So as regards the financial goals, what are the kind of things you would expect that the steps you would expect that people that want to get to their preferable future in their finances, what steps would we require that they take?
Basically and broadly, I will say 2 steps. The first step is analyze where you are. And the second step is get clear about where you are going.
Okay.
Once you can do both, you can sit down and find the gaps. In getting to know where you are, it means you will have to divide your financial goals into 2 buckets, income and expenditure, right? So if you have income that is at 500 naira, now, where are you going? I want 500,000. Do you understand? Where am I going? Expenditure pattern, you are doing 80% of what you're earning now. Where are you going next? I want to do 10% of what I'll be earning in the future. So that I have room for investment, I have room for giving out to the poor, I have room for doing everything else I want to do. Once you are clear, you can do a stopgap analysis immediately. Then you will now start by asking yourself, how do I move from point where I am to a point where I'm going? That's basically what you need.
So there are 2 steps here. You analyze where you are today, right? Then you are clear on where you're going to. So when it comes to your finances, beyond liking everything you're seeing, have you sat back to say, okay, what am I earning today? What do I desire to earn in future? Or to ask yourself that question to say, okay, maybe for some people, what they want is they want to end anything to do with tenancy, anything to do with renting apartments. They want to build a house. How do they want to get there? So that takes us to your second part, because if you are not sure of the money you are getting and what your expenses are like and what you can tweak, then how do you possibly move to that preferable future? So this is the aspect that I think you're trying to pull out. So what are those? I know a lot of times we hear smart. Goals must be smart. They must be smart. They must be smart. In money terms, so for that person that has not sat down, analyzed their case, and they know that, hey, it's pathetic. I really can't function like this and get to my preferable future. How would you advise those people to manage this set goals, or to manage, you know, the smart steps, right, to be able to get where they're going to? How would you be able to advise them?
Hilda, I know you are a coach.
Yes.
As I am a coach as well, I don't advise, and I cannot advise, to be honest.
Okay.
When you give a crocodile, and a crocodile, for lack of a better word, an advice on how to climb a tree, you have given him an advice he cannot use. Reason is because there are too many things that affect the decisions that we make. Number one, our value system, right? What are your value system regarding money? I can't just say, oh, yeah, cut your expenditure down by 10%. Some people believe that whatever a bird eats is what a bird will use to fly. When money comes, it's for spending. Until you change your mindset around collect and spend immediately, there will be a problem. There's no advice I give you now to say, start saving, start saving. You will not be able to. Because we have to deal with the mindset that controls how you see money. There must be some behavioral changes and adjustment along the line. So I'm not going to advise anybody or whatever.
Well, not necessarily that you are giving them the steps per se. But when you say smart relation to money, what does that mean? Because I've told, for instance, you do a goal setting workshop, right? And of course, anybody that is serious to take their goal setting to the next level would definitely be willing to sign up with you as a coach and say, okay, TDD, please hold my hands. I want to do big things in 2023, right? That would be the idea. Because I cannot, and you like you rightly said, till you master your mindset and change the way you think about money and what to do with money when money comes your way, no one can do that for you. You just have to be able to master yourself and actually run with it. So in a case like this, when we talk about SMART and financial goals, I would want to say, okay, what does that mean, basically?
Okay, no problem. Since we are narrowing down to SMART, SMART is
Yeah.
specific,
Mm-hmm.
measurable, I think action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound.
Yeah.
For you to set a financial goal that will give you results that you like, you have to be clear on specificity. What do I mean? I am now doing $10,000 annually. You have to be specific to say, don't say, I just want God to bless me. I am going to night vigil, candlelight service, 31st December, January. It is my year of double portion. So that double portion means what to you? So if your income now is $10,000 and your expenditure is $7,500, you have a net gain of $2,500. Because it's not so much about what you make. If what you make is what you spend, you don't have a residual that is useful for you. So I will speak in terms of margin. So you now say, fine, I really want to increase my income. You must be specific to say, okay, now I'm going to $20,000. And because my previous ratio was 75 to 100, I will now bring my expenditure into a class of 40 so that I have a net margin of 160. That's
You know
being
you're an
specific.
accountant, but you need to know that a lot of people joining this call don't know what is net margin. You are talking to, because this personal finance. So you need to come down to the level, and that's why I'm pulling you back. I can see all your CFO tendencies running in different. So that's why I'm pulling you back. So please,
Okay, let me start
and thank
again.
you all for joining. If you have any questions, please drop it here. I'll keep pulling her back, right? We have just a few more minutes to go. So please come back to our level.
Okay, so in terms of being specific, I'm saying find out what you are making. To make it easy, maybe you are making 10 naira and you always spend at the end of the day. Because the starting point is to be able to track where you are first. Okay. You have a beginning when you say on your mark, get set, ready, go. So where are you on your mark? You are earning 10 naira. You are spending, let's say, 8 naira. That's 80% of what comes to you. What is the change? You have change of 20.
20 naira.
If you want to really improve your life, your goal that is being specific should not end at being, I want to earn 500 naira. If you earn 500 naira and you still maintain the same level of party, how you spend, how you spend, and you're still doing 80%, you will have now spent like 400, because the more you see, the more you spend. So the way the goal will help you is to say, the balance in my hand, after all I have gotten, I want it to increase a bit. So if you now make 500, you can target that half of 500 will be a reserve for me. So you have come down from 80% spending to like 50%. In that way, that change of 50% in your hand, you can now begin to identify what you said you wanted to do with it. You want to either buy something or invest somewhere. That's specificity. So you must be so clear. You are not confused. Now, because we're talking about money again, you have to make it measurable. When you say it is 500, I'm going from 100, you ask yourself, 500 at the end of when? 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years? How is measurable is once you define where you want it. You can now say, if it is 1 year, this time next year, I want to have 500. Ask yourself, at the point of 3 months, I should have done this amount. If by the end of 6 months, I have not done this amount, what kind of activities can I increase to measure? Is that I want to double up on marketing, or I want to do whatever? So it must be measurable. Something that when you get there, you will know you have gotten there. When you are talking about it being action-oriented or achievable, it's for you to, yes, is to sit down and ask whether the 500 you are looking for is going to come from heaven or is going to come from the earth. I'm saying that because if you don't have the skills to monetize, or you don't have the time to sell a service, for instance, what we're doing now, we're using time to promote a particular thing. So if you don't have the time, you have to free up time. The same year you want to make more money, you want to go to school and do masters It's the same year you want to travel around the world. It's the same year you want to make babies. It's the same year you want to be, so there's no alignment. It will
Multiple,
be,
yeah. That's when you
yes, it will
crowd your
go up, it
space
will go up
at the end of
course.
the
It will be
day.
difficult. So it
Okay.
must be achievable such that you have one major goal and other subsidiary goals. So if that your major goal is to make 500, you will ask yourself, how am I going to achieve 500? If my salary is 100, then I have to sell books of 100. I have to do referral program or sign up to some program somewhere that will be giving me passive income. Maybe you want to do something else and another thing and another thing. Those things are things that you can do. And that's why I said, is it coming from heaven or is on the earth? If there are things that you can do, I am not an hairdresser. I can't set a goal that I'll get money by making people's hair because I don't know how to do it. So you have to make sure that it's achievable to that extent. What is within your reach, your capacity, your skills, your knowledge can handle. And it's possible and convertible just with small adjustments. Maybe you learn the skill or you upgrade, achievable. Now we're talking about realistic. Realistic is similar to that as well. Because give example of COVID. When they say there's a lockdown and you come and set a goal that, it can't happen. So you have to be sure that that goal does not demotivate you. Don't make it too high that when you don't get there, you are discouraged. Make sure that you are moving from 100 to a step that even your mind will not be skipping. So it's something that is within your reach, is realizable. You have, what's it called? You have possibility and probability to get there. So we're talking about honesty, time bound. Time bound means you are clear again as to your destination. If I say I want to make 500, I can't say I want to make 500. Because then if it's 10 years that 500 comes, I will say I have successful. If it's 2 years, I will say it's okay. So you have to say, I want to make 500 in the next 12 months. So that as you move along, you track. It helps you to track. That's how we'll explain the smarts in the book.
Thank you. And yes. So at least you've broken it down. A lot of people hear that, but the same way you apply it to your objectives at work, if you work, is the same way you bring it back home. And while we're doing goal setting now, is just to remind people that your goals should be set in advance, not at the spur of the moment, right? You need to be intentional as you set your goal. So you need to be able to think through it. So I want to make 500 in 12 months. Does it challenge you? Because if it doesn't challenge you, it's not a goal. You're probably going to stay your probable future. So you need to set, as much as you want to be realistic, you want to equally stretch yourself, because goals help you get better. They help you move from point A to point B. Because when I get up today and tell you, hey, I want to go to, let me even assume I want to go to my village. Hey, then the guy come very far. And I tell you that's where I want to go to. What would it take? I would begin to check, how much will it cost me? What days in the week would I be free? That would help me set a date, right? How do I want to, what are the things I want to achieve? What do I need? Oh, do I need a car? Do I need a cab? Is it just money? You think it through. You visualize it, you put it down, and the next thing you find yourself there because you have actually processed all the steps. So it's the same thing. You don't just get up, I want to be in Ibadan. You close your eyes and open and you're in Ibadan. No, you walk through, right? So it's the same thing with when it comes to your money. This year, I'm making just $1,000. And next year, I want to double it. It's not going to fall on your lap like a bag of cherry. You are going to actually take steps. So that's when you would say, do I need to spend less? Do I need to look for other sources of income? Right? What do I need to do? What do I need to change jobs, for instance? What do I need to do? What active steps do I need to do to get me there, to move me from where I am today to where I'm going? So
Absolutely.
in a nutshell, I mean, you've broken all that down, and it's just to encourage everyone. 2023 is around the corner. Begin to see it now. Begin to write where you want to be. And if your goals are challenging you, join the wait list for TDD's goal setting workshop, right? I don't know if you have a link for your goal setting workshop. I know you usually have a wait list, because if you have that, I think this is time for people to join her wait list, and she can walk you through. No goal is too big, to the extent that, like she said, you've checked it and you have everything it takes to get there, right? It's not that big. So don't let it get you scared. And if you don't go ahead and set your goals intentionally and tell yourself where you want to be, then all that's going to happen is you'll just be running around aimlessly. That's all that would happen. You'll be running around aimlessly. So thank you so much. I know we've wrapped, it's already, okay, I see the link there, but the thing with Instagram, I think you can't click on the link. So maybe we'll have to add it to the write-up when we download this video.
Yeah,
So
sure.
final words, yeah, do you have some final words for the viewers, something that would spur them up on to go now and set their goals for 2023?
I'm
Or
even
get,
careful. I'm
yeah,
careful to use the word 2023
yes.
because then we paint a picture that the only important thing now is so
No, no,
some
no. But
goals may
today,
go
yes,
beyond
the
it.
topic today is ready,
Well,
set, right? So you've
yes,
already put it in context. Goals don't have to be set. I mean, right now we're looking at 2023, but the thing about skill sets, like you learn how to swim, wherever they
yeah,
throw you, you would swim. So if you learn how to set a goal, because 2023 is really short term, there are medium
yes,
term goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? There are long term goals.
exactly.
Where do you want to be in 10 years? It could even be a 6 month goal. What do you want to achieve? What certification do you want to get? What skill do you want to learn? Right? So, but the thing about skills is once you get it, right, and you get it well, then you can apply it to multiple scenarios. So
Yes.
2023 is just the baseline, but we're just about 6 weeks to 2023.
Wow. Okay, so my final word is get help. If you don't want your goal setting to go the way it has always gone, you need additional information or additional skills, additional whatever you need. Ensure that your values align with the goals you're setting. Ensure that you are very clear and very, very clear about the goals you're setting. Ensure you are not setting goals against yourself. Also ensures that you are setting goals according to your personality type. Also ensure that you are setting goals around what is most important to you, what you can be applauded for. All
Yeah,
goals are not your goals. So for you to be able to get this kind of clarity, alignment, and results, you will need help in terms of coaching to be sure that you get it right on your mark and that you are set and you can shoot. That's the important thing that you need to do.
amazing, amazing. So get help, get help. The train up initiatives that you have there, HTTPS, that's actually a link, and I'm still going to drop it. So the thing is get help. It's very, very important. Get help, right? And you can do it. Just know that you can do it. So I don't know if there are any questions there, anyone dropped anything, but if not, yes, thank you for joining, and go all out there, plan your day, plan your month, be very intentional about it. Just tell yourself, all those you see out there that are doing great things, right? They all have one head, two eyes, just like you, right? So take the limits
Yes.
off. Yeah, everything they heard. But even the best footballer has a coach, right? So go out there. This is a goal setting coach that would not just she offers hand holding and would actually get you to the point where you need to be. So I'll encourage everyone to please hook up, sign up, join the wait list, and I'm sure she'll be giving you feedback right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was
All
really,
right.
really
Thank
nice.
you so much for
Sorry,
everyone who joined.
I think I pulled you. We normally make this a very relaxed session, but this was straight from work right here. So I'm loving the royal blue. I'm loving the beads. But yes, but I'm here just with my tea and having.
That's okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks a
Oh,
lot.
folks,
Thanks
thank you
everyone.
so very much. Thanks for joining
Cheers.
in.
Bye.
Bye then. Bye.